is a hard act to follow. Especially for someone who's so nervous.
Oh, you can do it.
Okay, I shall endure the next 4 minutes.
Yes.
So we got that word in. I will speak quickly because there's not a whole lot you can cover in 4 minutes, but the Jimmy Carter Work Project, that experience will stay with me for the rest of my life. Basically, Millard Fuller asked me to do this when I met him in early 1998, and he needed some assistance because his PR team was snowed in Nebraska. So it's amazing how little kindnesses can result in big offers and big opportunities. Basically, the Jimmy Carter Work Project is well known. It's Habitat for Humanity's flagship event, if you will, every year. And I would like to use photos to basically tell you a little bit about what I saw. I can't even get into the rigors of working 20 hours, basically 20 hours a day, and the 13-hour time difference between Americus, Georgia, and Manila. But we've heard of people living and eating out of a dump. This is very typical Habitat for Humanity, what do I want to say, customers, if you will. I'd like to pass these around. If you take a look, you'll see dogs, you'll see people trying to scavenge just to find food. In addition, in the corner of this photo, you'll see a woman fishing out of the filthy river, attempting to pull whatever has washed up. These are the people that we serve, and when we think of poor people, we think sometimes of people living in Cabbagetown and in the projects here in the U.S. But when you see people who are having to drink this water, bathe in this water, and this type of thing, you're talking poverty, true poverty. But you're also talking people who are willing to lend a hand. And folks will talk about, I don't want to give my money away. I don't want people I don't want to empower people to sit still and not help themselves. Well, Habitat for Humanity requires each of their homeowners to give 250 hours of sweat equity. These are some of the potential homeowners making the concrete blocks for the homes. They had to do every aspect of this manually, mixing the concrete, carrying the water, sometimes carrying the water from almost a mile away just to mix the concrete. We also talk about things like lack of health care, and again, we talk about poverty and think we've lived in poverty. This is one of the homeowners. This is one of the people that we built a home for during the Jimmy Carter Work Project. This person supposedly was 41 years old. I believe someone must have gotten their statistics wrong. I'm hoping and praying that this isn't what 41 years of living on the streets of the Philippines does. This is also a homeowner, and while she's washing and doing her outside kitchen duties, basically we can see this filthy stream. This is where she not only is dumping her waste, but also where she has to get the water. This is a photo that really takes my heart away. These children look healthy and happy here, and they are because we came back after we built their homes. This is where these children lived. These children lived in here. During the day, the children had to fight off other people, and in the U.S. we would probably call them vagrants, but these were other folks just like themselves who were desperate. These are some of the children. They're happy, they're clean, they're healthy after Habitat for Humanity came in and built these little homes for them. So basically, that's my presentation in a nutshell. I wasn't doing a sales speech, but when we talk about events that we'll always remember, 9/11 is up there for me. But this will always be in my heart as well, because you can see the full circle of what a little bit of giving can do. And we think, oh, I can't afford to build a home. Building a home in a foreign country such as the Philippines costs as little as $2,000 to $3,000. So when I think about the amount of money I waste on Starbucks coffee, I'm always reminded, if I say that daily, I could impact a family's life. Thank you.
To me, that was a very powerful speech. I see people in some of these other countries in the situation they live in, especially the children. The way it's heavy on my heart to see it. Because we have some very similar situations here. You go up in some of the Appalachian areas, for example, back in the areas where people are in the coal mining. The coal miner can get fair decent pay, but their living conditions, they pay for it. They pay for it themselves. In these countries, though, they don't know what we have here. To see the photos of the children, to see the photos of people digging in the trash heaps. 41 years old. I don't think I see a 41-year-old out here. We're doing pretty good. I like the presentation using photos. Perhaps as you go on later in your presentations for your class, you may be able to incorporate using the screen a little more. A lot depends on the size of the audience. You may be able to bring out more photos depending on your time restraints. The time you had, it fit very well. You use some notes. The photos worked very well as notes. Did a whole lot better than last speech I gave. I had notes. Lost my place. That's terrible. I wish I'd had photos. I finally gave up on it. I'd like to see a little stronger introduction and ending on it. Overall, I'm glad you chose Toastmasters. It's a prime, a very good example of what Toastmasters can do to help us in our business world and our life world.